Hi, my name is Monica James. Today I will be presenting video presentation for Applied Educational Research at Columbus State University. The course number is EDUF 7116 in the spring 2016 semester. Teaching is known to be one of the most hardest and one of the most rewarding jobs in the world. We often say that students make it worth our while, but we often say that there's other things that can make or break our happiness. And some of those things could include our colleagues. In today's accountability driven schools, it is critical for educators to critically examine students' performance. The building blocks of professional learning teams are collaborative teams of teachers who work together to change the way they teach in order to address students' learning needs. The article that I will be reviewing is called Teacher Teams and Distributed Leadership, a study of group, discourse, and collaboration. The purpose of this article is to explore distributed leadership as it relates to two teacher teams in one public secondary school. Both situational and social aspects of distributed leadership are the focus of this investigation. The authors are Jay Scribner, R. Keith Sawyer, Sheldon Watson, and Vicki Myers. Some of the keywords that you will find throughout this PowerPoint would be distributed leadership, which is an attitude rather than a management technique. It means seeing all members of the faculty and staff as experts in their own rights. Teacher teams, a group of teachers working together to plan, conduct, and evaluate the learning activities for the same group of students. School improvement, well, it speaks for itself. Discourse is the language that teachers and students use to communicate with each other in the classroom. You're going to see that word a lot throughout this PowerPoint. Analysis is to study closely and carefully. In this PowerPoint, we will be examining traditional versus shared leadership. Even in this article, we examine how two collaborative team teachers contribute to leadership at a public high school. To understand how and to the extent of which leadership manifests itself in these teams, we apply a distributed leadership perspective. The team leader in the traditional role takes decisions, gives instructions, it controls, delegates, and is overall the super expert. In the shared leadership, the team leader, it enables people to act, establish shared visions, installs collaborative decisions, stimulates, delegates, coaches, and is open for feedback. Teacher team seems to have emerged as a popular school improvement strategy. This renewed and broadened interest in teams follows the long-standing popularity of teams as a central component in schools. This practice of collaboration for the purpose of making educational decisions embraces the realignment of roles and relationships in school community members. Professional learning communities indicate that change is more likely to be effective and enduring when those responsible for implementations are included in a shared division and also decision-making process. Studies such as this also suggest that schools where teachers work in self-managing teams to develop goals, curricula, instructional strategies, budgets, and staff development programs, students are found to achieve higher at these levels. We suggest that distribution of leadership through the use of collaboration structures such as teams is ultimately constituted through the processes of social interaction. The situational distribution of leadership through team structure creates a context that frames these processes without the interactions between individuals on the team. However, leadership could not be effectively distributed. The use of teacher teams within the organization is an example of distributed leadership of one conceptual level. This level is consistent with identifying as is identifying the substitution and distribution of leadership. The team is created through the action of formal leadership and structures and charged with problem solving and a specific problem facing the school. Interactions within teams are evidence that the constitution and distribution of leadership at yet another conceptual level refers to the social distribution of leadership. To explore the processes of distributed leadership in teacher teams, researchers, collected audio tape and videotape of two teacher teams at a large comprehensive high school in a mid-sized Missouri community. The high school was approximately 1,650 students. It's located in a small city district of 16,000 students. The radical composition of the school's student body is about 83% white, 9% African American, 3% Hispanic, 3% Asian, and less than 1% Native American. This high school was selected because of the administration and faculty willingness to participate in the school's long history of using teacher teams dated back since 1986. A recent emphasis and focus on professional learning community and its researches. Prior to selecting teams to studies, two of the researchers met with the principal and the school executive council to discuss the purpose of the project. The researchers indicated that they were interested in focusing on two teams that had demonstrated the ability to work together effectively on matters under their charge. The two teams will be the building teams that address non-instructional functions and instructional professional learning teams that are organized by disciplines. Both teams have been established for about one academic year. The building PLT consisted of 7 members: the coordinator of student support programs, the gifted education coordinator, 2 social studies teachers, the director of special education, the director of guidance, and an outreach counselor. Each of the teachers had 25 or more years of experience in public education. The social worker, who was also designated as team leader, had 13 years of experience working in the school context. All teachers in this group were white. One was male. This team charge was to develop, review, and offer suggestions for change of the school policies and practices for ensuring the academic success of students in danger of failing more than one subject area. 10 meetings during the semester were recorded on a digital video. These meetings average approximately 35 minutes in length. The instructional PLT consisted of 3 social studies and 3 English teachers teamed together to teach an integrated curriculum using a block schedule format. They were periodically joined by the respective department chairs, 2 advanced placement teachers, and a school guidance counselor. The curricular focuses on the teachers were modern American history and American literature. These teachers' experience ranged from 2 to 10 years. Teachers in this group were also white and a female with the expectation of 1 white male. 18 meetings during the semester were recorded on digital video. Most meetings occurred after school, and meetings averaged approximately 43 minutes in length. 2 meetings that occurred on early release days lasted more than an hour. Observer field notes and the digital recording of the meeting constituted the data set. For the 18 team meetings that were observed during the course of the semester, was transcribed randomly selective sessions in full. Once coding saturation of these data was perceived, the remaining meetings for each team were reviewed for spotting of both representative and unique segments. All data were examined repeatedly and analyzed during using the coding scheme. So some of the methods that was used were, again, field notes, digital recording, and again, 18 meetings were recorded between both groups. Constant comparative analysis method is a process in which any newly collected data is compared with previous data that was collected in one or more earlier studies. This is a continuous, ongoing procedure because theories are formed, enhanced, confirmed, or even discounted as a result of any new data that emerges from the study. On February 20th, a meeting was held from the building PLT. Some of the dialogue that was shared from the article goes as following. Bill, that would be the one big step forward. The fact that advisors aren't going to know until the last minute whether we are going to have, Lori or another funded position for study halls, another teacher in there. I mean, it's been that way every year. Christine. That is really the main problem, Bill. Other than the 3 or 4 of us that do it every year, the advisors, including the principal, can't get all that stuff done until right before school starts. As shown in the following example, through field observations, the communication gathered input from administrators were unsuccessful. The one time a dean did attend a meeting to provide input to the group, that person arrived late and left early because of other demands and never did provide guidance to either verbally or writtenly. In this example as well, the team refers to the principal in the flow of conversation. He does not sit at the table, nor in fact does he even visit with them during team meetings. Yet the mere mention of his presence can terminate a line of reasoning. Of course, it might be a waste of time to pursue a line of thought that the principal is sure to reject. But if the team's discussion does not flow freely, problem finding, creativity take place. In the meeting on March 31st, instructional PLT observation went as following. Rick, and here you say you need 5 elements that clearly illustrate the American identity at the time of or clearly illustrate the lack of collective identify. Julie, right. And I think it needs to say clearly, illustrate the evolution, oh my goodness, of the American identity, or clearly shows a lack of collective identity. Does that make sense, Jennifer? Julie, and make it. And Jess, I think we understand what this is saying, but that won't look, but that won't. Look, we need to really make it clear what we really want. We want Sandy. What type of things are you going to get into identity? What types of things are you going to say? In this collaborative interaction within the team, by paying close attention to well understood tasks relative to classroom instruction, it is demonstrated that when a team is created with a problem-solving purpose, team members are able to jointly focus on a particular information and idea in order to solve a well understood problem. The team conversation remains focused on the known problems. Other topics never come up. Even within the focus domain of instructional issues, there are topics that are not addressed with creative scoop. The findings, the PLT purpose and collaboration. The instructional PLT has a problem-solving purpose, with no support of an organization.